Live from the wrong side of the ghost fence, it's Malignant Bear, featuring me, JD Grosspitz. Hi everyone, and welcome to the stream. I know that the thumbnail says we're live from Satanin. We will be, but figured I could make two jokes with one. Ooh. Anyway, tonight we're playing Elder Scrolls Online, which is interesting. I know what you're thinking. JD, you tweeted recently that you were going to do multiplayer stuff on Twitch instead of here. And normally that would be true. We're making an exception for this. Partly because this is kind of a weird multiplayer game, and partly because this is keeping with the theme of when we played Morrowind on Monday. So on Sunday, Morrowind, the Elder Scrolls game, turned 20 years old, which made me feel positively ancient. And it's aged about 20 years. You can tell. You can for sure tell. And I thought, boy, it would be interesting to play through bits of Vvardenfell in a slightly more modern game engine. In this case, 12 years newer, younger. So, yeah. Elder Scrolls Online. They had a Morrowind expansion years ago. I think it was the first expansion for the game, actually. It has Vvardenfell in it, which is cool. So we're going to check that out. ESO is an interesting game in that it is multiplayer Elder Scrolls. It's set, 600 years before the events of Arena and Daggerfall. And of course, in classic fantasy fashion, literally nothing has changed in Tamriel since then. So everything we're going to see is exactly as it looked in Morrowind, or will look in Morrowind, rather. Just amazing infrastructure plan the Dark Elves have. Never change anything. I've played ESO before. I have, like 200 hours or something in this game? Embarrassingly, I've never gotten to max level. And we'll talk about that as we jump in and actually play. But let's switch over to the character creator. So we started, in Morrowind, we started on a boat. Then we got off the boat and we got to make our character and everything. And ESO is a little different. Obviously, being an MMO, you don't have that same style of character creator. But this does some interesting things in how it turns the Elder Scrolls RPG elements into an MMO. So you can pick your race and your alliance. So there's 3 different factions in this game. And I have the ability to be any race with any alliance. But traditionally, it's just supposed to be the 3 directly under it, and then Imperials can go anywhere they want. And the story in this game is the Daedra are doing whatever they do, and factions form to fight one another and the Daedra. So you have the Daggerfall Covenant, which is the Bretons, the Orcs, and the Red Guards. Then you have the Aldiri Dominion, which is High Elves, of course. Terrible. Wood Elves. And Khajiits. Alright, I'm fine with that. And then the Ebonheart Pact, which is Argonians, Dark Elves, and Nords. And each of the factions, there's some interesting writing in this game. There's some controversial writing in this game. A lot of people dislike it because it made some changes to the lore, the well-established lore. But it has its moments. There's some interesting storylines and plots in it. And I kind of like how it does some of the world building in terms of, like, you know, these alliances really don't like each other. Like, the Bretons and Red Guards are constantly at war, and they're just constantly subjugating the Orcs, as pretty much everybody does. The Aldarian Dominion, the High Elves, absolutely rule over the Wood Elves and Khajiits, and even in the Ebonheart Pact, the Dark Elves and Nords fought tons of wars, and the Dark Elves formerly enslaved tons of Argonians. And the only reason they aren't now is because they're at war with everybody else and they need help. So there's lots of kind of strife and everything with that. And again, they play with that a little bit. So we're going to be Daggerfall Covenant. We'll be Breton again, just like we were in Morrowind. So you can see here little previews of what your gear is going to look like. Your novice gear, your champion gear, or of course, totally nude. Male or female, obviously. There's some interesting customization options in this. Significantly more than Morrowind had, but not a crazy amount. all things considered. I feel like it should be more for like a modern MMO. We're going to name ourselves Bonespits because we're going to be a necromancer. So let's check out the classes though. Here you have Dragon Knight, which is your fighter. Sorcerer is, unsurprisingly, your sorcerer. Nightblade is your thief class. Templar is paladin. Warden is druid, kinda. And of course necromancer. When this game came out, it was just these 4 classes. And now there's these 2. Warden came out specifically with Morrowind, which is cool. And I named those classes just very basically what they covered. But we'll see when we get in that it's a little more intricate than that in terms of how the class system and skills and everything works in this game. Again, to make it more kind of freeform, like the Elder Scrolls series is known for. So, see, we have some options here. You can change your body type, your height, skin color, markings, individual bits and pieces of you, including your head. Get your voice. We'll just randomize until we get one that's... this is it. This is the one. That was quick. Let's get a different hair color, though. We can do a little bit better than that. Yeah, that's... You might not like it, but this is peak male performance. Alright, Bonespits, ready to go. Are we a Necromancer? Did I make sure I selected that? Yeah. Necromancer is cool. Gives you a little warning here. Using certain Necromancer abilities in town is a criminal act. Citizens and guards will react accordingly. There is crime in this game, because it's an Elder Scrolls game. Perhaps unsurprisingly. And again, I'm kind of harping on this, but this is an interesting game in terms of how it does things. One of the most interesting things it does is lets you skip the tutorial. We're just gonna skip it. And it's interesting because one of my major problems with this game, and part of the reason why I've never gotten to the end game, there is too much content in this game. And it does this neat thing where whenever you make a character, it throws you into the most recent expansion, which in our case right now is Blackwood. So if you were to level up through the Blackwood expansion, which you could totally do, nothing makes any sense at all. There's no context for anything. Events, you're taking part in the modern events without any of the backing of the previous ones. Of the previous, 8 years of story content. So there's a lot of stuff to think about there. Although one good thing that the game does, the interesting thing, is that you are capable of going anywhere you want. They released an update a few years ago. They called it One Tamriel, and they made it into just mega servers. So there's just one server for each world or each region. There's NA and EU. So everybody's on here. Stream snipe away or whatever. And everything scales with your level. And it even works when you're in parties. So if I'm partying with somebody who is max level, the scaling works so that I will see things at my level, right now level 3, and they will see things at level 50. So you can potentially go anywhere you want and do anything you want, which we are going to take advantage of. So, since we are online, my apologies in advance if we see anything bad in the chat or whatever, or people behaving poorly. That's always a question when you're doing things online. So again, we're here in Blackwood. That's fine, whatever. We don't want to do that, though. Oh no, I don't have any money. Okay, well, let's check out our inventory and see what we look like. So obviously it's giving me the lowdown. Let's take everything, whatever. Got some sick gear there. Wants me to claim my rewards for leveling up. So whenever you level up, we'll look at this screen first. This is your character screen. So you can see you can pick your title, you can set different outfits. Again, it's an MMO. They want you to show off your best self. Should be pretty easy when we're this handsome. So you have your level up rewards here. We'll just claim these. Doesn't really matter what they are. So you get attribute points, magicka, health, stamina. Seems pretty standard. We'll just do health. This doesn't matter. None of this matters. For this character, at least. You can see we have some pretty high numbers of stats already. We have a ton of magicka and health and stamina, and our recovery is pretty good. Spell damage and weapon damage, we do quite a lot. This game has sort of the JRPG problem, where just numbers are ludicrous and meaningless from the word go. And that's part of the issue with the whole scaling system, is that it ended up being a little strange as a result. So, this is one of this game's most interesting things, is the skill system. And you can see here, these are our class skills. So we have Gravelord, we have a bunch of skills here. You can see within these skills, there's active abilities and passives. You can only equip a couple at a time. You only have 5 active abilities plus an ultimate, and then however many passives you want. So each class has 3 different skill trees. Then you have world skills, one of which is soul magic, so soul trapping, enchanting stuff. There's recommended builds in the game. You can turn these on or off. There's different ones, depending on what you want to do. Of course, you can respec if you want to as well. But to start out, let's see, we have 3 skill points. We'll just do 1 of each. And it's going to give me the tutorial tips, even though I'm pretty sure I turned those off. See, it equips the skills here. So this one, we throw Flaming Skull. Pretty radical. Death Scythe. Move those around a little bit. And this is... sacrifice your health to repair damaged flesh, healing you or an ally in front of you. Okay. So we're Necromancer. We're kind of a pet class. Who would have thought? So in addition to those skills that you have, you also have skills based on your weapons and armor and any guilds that you might be in. And you can use those all interchangeably. So you have tons and tons and tons of freedom in terms of what you want your build to be, which is a really cool thing in this game. And again, it's basically what it's supposed to be in an Elder Scrolls game. It's where you can just kind of make your character the way you want. Use a staff. Or clothes there. Oh, we had an axe on. Actually, yeah, we'll use the axe to start with. So you can go first or third person. I don't know if we'll go third person. We might be a little too handsome for that. And that's an interesting thing in this game, in that it's sort of an Elder Scrolls game, and Elder Scrolls works best in first person. But it's also sort of an MMO, and MMOs work best in third person, so that you can actually see what's happening and react to things accordingly and all that good stuff. Let's see, we need money. So we're going to harvest some junk. Look at that, skill line gain, two-handed. So with combat in this game, with melee weapons, actually I think with any weapon, you can use your basic attacks. Who's that? Who's that guy? God. A skeleton. So anyway, you have your basic attacks. You can power attack. And in combat, this would be using my stamina. It's not, because we're not in combat. You can block. You can shield bash, which is kind of neat. And then, of course, you have all your other skills as well. So you can see there's what block looks like. Again, the advantage is to playing in third person, as you can see our bold spot. This guy's got quests for us. We don't care about them, because we don't actually want to be in this zone. Let's see, though. Let's equip... oh, those things aren't worth any money. Let's go for the bow. It's glowing for some reason. And bow does the same thing. As you can see, here's our first real enemy. Woof. Don't worry about arrows. We're too cool for that. Leveled up our bow skills. Let's see what this looks like here. And let's see, I want to actually... Okay, yeah, I want to go north. I was going to say, I need to find a way to get out of here so that we can actually go to Vvardenfell. Wasted enough time. That's not true, there's never... It's not possible to waste enough time. A bear. A great bear. It has a lot of health. How great is it compared to us? Great is it compared to our Inferno staff? So you can see we do a lot of damage already, but it has a lot of health. You can see attacks on the ground, so again, MMO style. Start actually using some of our skills, that might be a good idea. Alright, so we've got some kills under our belt, which is nice. Got some XP. This is the way shrines, this is the teleport kind of thing. Alright, so now we can actually go to Morrowind. So you can teleport for free from way shrine to way shrine, or pay gold if you're not at one, so that was why I freaked out, because I forgot about that. I mentioned that I have like 200 hours in this game, because this is kind of like Minecraft for me, in that it's one of those games where every time there's a big update, I'm reminded that it exists, and I'll jump back in and I'll play for like a weekend or something, and then promptly forget about it again. Not because it's a bad game, by any means. The game definitely has some issues, but it's not bad. It's just, it's wonky, and it's, like I said, it has too much content. This is all the stuff that's in the game, just on the base map. Once you get in more in-depth into some of these maps, there's even more stuff. There's tons of dungeons and things. There's all these locations you can go to. Tons and tons and tons, and they're adding more, and these are all full of quests and little side areas and collectibles and crafting and everything else that you can possibly think of, because it's an MMO. So yeah, there's too much content in this. This game's kind of overwhelming, unless you play it religiously, and I don't have the time for that. So instead I'll just, again, blow a weekend or something on it every now and then. There's books in the game, because it's an Elder Scrolls game. There's a lot of the same books, again, because nothing changes over 600 years. Which is cool. You can read them, and then you'll get more information about the world. Stealing. We get stealth. We get a little stealth indicator. Objects with red steel prompts are owned, and stealing items is a crime. Being witnessed will put a bounty on you. There's guards in this game. And they can actually send you to prison.
Think twice before you cross me.
It's telling me not to break the law.
Please, someone, we need help.
Alright, we'll do this properly, though. If we're gonna play Morrowind, we're gonna play Morrowind. Go all the way down. We're purposely playing in first person. Like I said, it's less than optimal if you're actually playing this game as an MMO. But this game does kind of work as an Elder Scrolls game, which is one of the oddities about it. That it's not a bad MMO, it's just kind of an awkward one. And it's not a bad Elder Scrolls game, it's just kind of an awkward one because it's an MMO on top of that. It tries to do two things, and again, neither of them it does poorly, but I don't think it does either, like, super well, unfortunately. Alright, so we'll pretend. Hey, you there. Wake up. Storm finally woke you. The guards say we reached Morrowind. Okay, blah blah blah. And see, shirtless dweeb, and then we walk up here and we do all that stuff. Obviously this boat looks a little bit different. There's no shirtless dark elves. I can't talk.
Well?
Who are you?
Well?
I can hear cliff racers though. That was what that noise was. It's very quiet for some reason. crank it a bit. I assume it's because the last time I played this, I was probably playing it while I was like watching something on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. Okay, that's much better. Alright, so the part where I talked about the game is going to continue, let's be real. But now we can pretend it's Morrowind. Oh my god. I lied, we have to do other stuff first. You can dual wield weapons. That's going to give us another skill line. There's multiple types of armor, which is all its own skill line. So you can see, because we did some stuff with these weapon types. We have two-handed bow, destruction staff. There's also restoration staff, one-handed, and dual wield, and probably something else that I'm forgetting. I don't know. A letter. Oh my god, I can't read that. Who writes in cursive? Nerds. Who writes this much? This isn't a letter, this is someone's manifesto they just left here in the docks.
Hello.
This game has a nasty problem with texture pop-in, like real bad. I think that's Vivek, yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. Obviously, the view distance is a little higher than it was in Morrowind. You can see significantly further. But everything looks kind of the same, doesn't it? Well, there's a big fence there in Morrowind. That was the one change in 600 years. They put a fence up. That door's not there either. Just goes that way instead. This guy has a similar name, too. Look
If you'll excuse me, I'm quite busy at the moment. Come back and see me later.
Game has full voice acting, in that it's a Bethesda game and you're going to hear the same guy like a billion times. Same like 6 people.
Satan Neen is the preeminent port into Vvardenfell. I process new arrivals so the Tribunal knows who might be gallivanting across this fair land. It's so much more prestigious than my efforts for the Gold Coast Trading Company.
He's being sarcastic. Maybe, I don't know. Could pickpocket him. Can't quick save though, so we can avoid going to jail. That person just... oof. Freaky. They spent time in their customization. We did not. My golden child, your shrouding of the light proved a great boon to our holy plans, led the pirate ship into the rocks and freed those unjustly imprisoned. Drugged guards slept through it all, just as we ordained. Do not be concerned over the loss of life. The innocent survived and the wicked perished. Look upon your just reward included with this message and be at peace. Okay. When the Morrowind expansion actually came out, and you got to start here, the tutorial took place on this little island, and you had to fight, like, slavers or something, and then you escaped and wound up here. So, every time there's a new expansion and there's a new zone, again, you start in whatever that expansion is. More books. You can see it's telling us these are lore books, and there's, of course, tons of achievements and things for that. Obviously, we have to go this way, see what's here in this room, just like in Morrowind. Books. There's a lot of little details and interactables, but they're not all interactable. Like, in Morrowind, you could steal these things. We can't here. Which is kind of frustrating, because we could use the gear. Oh, there's no bed here either. Shameful. Have to wait for health to regen. Oh my god, what is that? So this is one of the things in this game that's called Sky Shards. And there's a whole bunch of them in the world. Every time you get 3 of them, you get an extra skill point. And you need lots and lots of skill points. So. And that ties into the actual story of the game, where the Daedra are doing whatever Daedra do. How's Slalu?
An outlander. I can never seem to get enough of your kind here. You're welcome in Vvardenfell, of course. Just obey the laws and refrain from causing trouble, and you'll get along just fine.
I'm gonna cause so much trouble, you have no idea. Hey, how's it going?
Despite all the excitement around the recent shipwreck, I'm in
Her
here,
armor's wacky
guarding
looking.
the governor's office. I suppose someone might want to steal a quill or a stack of parchment, but still. My talents are clearly being wasted.
I'm stealing a quill and a stack of parchment. I can't. None of these things are stealable. Pick your pocket. Don't look at me, I'm stealing. Okay, we can't. We would just go to jail immediately. Maybe that's the point. Trespass. Our first real quest.
There's an armiger injured on the road outside Seydanin. So much blood! They need help!
Oh my god.
I'm not exactly sure. The buoyant armiger was accompanying Canon Valasa on a mission for Lord Vivek, but something terrible must have happened. Canon Valasa sent me to find help. She's on the road just outside of Seydanin. Will you help them?
Sure, we can do that. After we explore. Here's the trade house. It's named after a different guy. Because even though elves can live a long time, apparently this one didn't. Hey, how's it going?
I only recently arrived and I'm still getting used to this strange land. Did you know they mine insect eggs for food here? Or what about those murderers that get to kill people just so long as they have an official piece of paper? It's crazy.
That's wacky, my man. There's a whole bunch of mods for the UI in this game. I think I mentioned that. I know I mentioned it in the description, that I'm using one. You can change the kind of the shape of the UI and how things are on the screen, but in terms of the interface, it's less than ideal. Even though these things aren't worth anything, we're going to sell them just to clear up our inventory. Because there's limits on that. We don't actually need soul gems. I got food. Let's eat our food. This gives us a buff. Look at that. Yeah, it's like we're really there. Oh my god. Who are you?
Welcome to our shop. Feel free to look around.
Our shop? Pretty sure it's that guy's. Maybe you are married, yeah. There's only one bed in here. Wacky.
What do you want? What is it?
They got some big name voice actors in this game, though. Joking aside about, you know, the Bethesda problem of them reusing a lot of them. There's a couple, like, big name people in this. John Cleese voices a character in this, which is wacky. I guess it did change a little bit. There's houses here 600 years later. Progress. Who are you?
Outlander, a word.
Okay.
By order of the Deputy Governor of Seydanin, which happens to be me, the lighthouse is closed until further notice. On the other hand, I seek an outlander who's willing to do a little work.
You got it.
I need someone without ties to the area to look into a matter for me. It seems the lighthouse... I suspect slavers were involved. I need to check. By the time we were alerted,
So,
and organized a response. Precious moments
there's a
had been
decent
lost.
amount of
We
dialogue in
rescued
this
a few,
game.
but mostly we found those who were drowned or
honestly,
crushed on the rocks.
I would say
Even
more than
so,
Skyrim,
it was nowhere
even.
near the numbers a ship like that carries.
Like, you can ask
It was
questions
just a
about
typical-
stuff
ever since I was here,
and figure out
we're
all these
just a
little
small-
details and all that. And some quests do actually change a little bit depending on who you talk to and the amount of information you get and all that, which is cool. But it's also still an MMO, so if you just accept a quest, everything gets put on your map and you don't have to think about it. So again, you can see kind of the competing ideas within this game. It wants to be an Elder Scrolls game, it really does, and it does a pretty good job of it. But it also wants to be an MMO. and it does a pretty good job of it.
Halt! No one's allowed up here.
You got the cool armor too, I want that.
She asked you to... an outlander? Isn't it enough she stuck me up here to guard the flame indefinitely, but now she's looking for help outside the house guard?
This guy's salty because he's bad at his job.
What Vinden sent a barrel of his finest ale for Watchcap. Look.
Alright, so you got drunk, passed out, screwed up. I think there's... So you can see we have kind of the Skyrim style map, where it's telling me to go back in here so I can go talk to Cherish's Water. Or I can take a bunch of fall damage. Argonians have the best names.
Do you mind? Your dirty foot coverings are contaminating my pond. So direct you are. It makes my tongue wither and the answers dry up in my mouth. Go and bother someone else with your parching questions.
So you can see we have dialogue options here, including the option to intimidate, which is something we cannot do because that's something you actually have to put skill points into.
Now you insult me? I'll have you know I can take care of myself. Vinden collect.
Alright, so she wants me to get something from the trade house here. So if we actually had the intimidate skill, we could just go through it that way. But we don't.
I hear that the house got...
So instead we have to buy special blend.
Is that for
Then go back
Cherish's
and give it back to her.
Poor dear. Her scales are very sensitive, you know.
So obviously, graphically, this looks a lot better than Morrowind does.
Would you be so kind as to move along? You're disrupting the current.
I wouldn't say this game looks great. It definitely... The engine is a little odd. Texture popping aside, they went for something that would be kind of playable for a lot of people, which is good and makes sense. It's an MMO, obviously. But, I don't know. I feel like the game could look a little bit better. Again, it's not bad, and especially not for something that's 8 years old. But I kind of find myself wanting more, so... Right.
Ah, that feels much better.
Ooh.
Now that's the proper way to ask a question. As a matter of fact, I did notice someone near the lighthouse that night. You keep asking the wrong question. I did not see anyone that night. I felt them. They made ripples in the water. I felt them stop by the tree that overlooks my pond. Then they moved off towards the lighthouse. Look to the tree, moist one.
Mystery.
I prefer my waters to remain still.
Alright. Thanks, lady. Alright. Now we have to ask people about the letter we found, which is conveniently the same one that we found before. Hey, what do you think about this?
Not now, citizen. I'm up to my arm. Really, Outlander, it's commendable that you're trying to learn our way.
Alright.
Get yourself a drink.
Go in here and talk to the grocery store.
Do you like firm, juicy tomatoes?
Ooh, baby.
That's a good one.
So the secret word we found was something relating to the tribunal, the Dark Elven gods. All of whom are alive in this game. Spoilers for Morrowind.
House Redorin. That's something to do with the...
Anybody else I can talk to in here? No. More books. There is a stealth skill as well. We can grow that by sneaking around people. Obviously, it's terrible right now, and it's not actually leveling up. No, I didn't even see you before. You can sprint.
Would you be so? Talk of gods makes my skin.
Alright, who else might know about this? Go back over here. It's full day-night cycles in the game, and weather and everything else.
An outland. What? What did you say?
What about you? What do you think?
Despite all the word of advice, don't mention anything about the...
Alright, so we're not learning a whole lot here. Just that the tribunal was somehow involved in this. Last but not least, we can ask in the shop. This town's a lot smaller, but it's making better use of it.
Welcome to our shop. Keep it down. We don't want to attract undue attention. But what... Already? Let me see. Oh, it's beautiful. I love working for the tribunal. It's so much better than trying to earn a living as a thief in Vivec City. But where's your helmet? I've never seen an ordinator out of uniform before.
Uh-oh.
Oh, right. We're not supposed to talk about ordinators in the tribunal in such a public place. But it feels good to be doing holy work for a change. And such
How'd you get past the guards?
Oh, that was easy.
Alright, so we figured out the mystery. She was told to do that by ordinators, which are the religious guards. Something's kind of weird with that. Go and talk to the governor. She's up here now for some reason. NPCs move around, they do things, which is cool.
Unfortunately, the
See
wreck of
the
vessel
texture
provided
pop in on
no
her
additional
cleavage there.
clues. Were you able to discover anything during your investigation? The young woman who works with the grocer. I doubt the tribunal would ask her to do something so reckless. Do you have any proof other than her? This is disturbing. This parchment feels just like the sheets that Governor O'Melian's special orders from High Rock. I'm going to need you to acquire another sample from the governor's office. It's the only way to be certain.
But to steal
Not
paper
the
from the
office.
governor.
He keeps it in his private quarters, accessed through the guardhouse. But I'd never suggest that you sneak into his quarters and
I
steal
understand. I will steal for you. So with the generic NPCs, like the randoms that you could talk to that have, you know, little tiny bits of dialogue, some of it seems like it's done by like a AI kind of voice generation thing. But the ones that actually give you quests, they're not too bad. I think in general this game probably has better voice acting than any of the mainline Elder Scrolls games. You're trespassing. It's down in the bottom right there. You can see our heat meter, maximum heat, because we're trespassing. So hot right now. A paperweight. So in classic Elder Scrolls fashion, or classic modern Elder Scrolls fashion, stolen goods are just marked as being stolen. So you can't just sell them, you have to find a fence and join the Thieves Guild, and oh crap. Ooh. Where did he go? So you can see we staggered him by blocking his power attack. We leveled up our dual wield skill. The best mage. Steel. Steel parchment. Read this. Recipes. We want that. It's just crafting in the game. You have stolen items, blah, blah, blah. Learn this. I think where the menu is for that. Crafting, there we go. There's a whole bunch of different types of crafting, each of them with their own skill tree that you also have to use skill points on. Which is why Sky Shards exist, because they realized that there was way too many things in this game. So dual wield, its own skill tree, with own skills, and everything else. Do we get everything we needed? Uh-oh. Ordinators are here now. You've gained a bounty. Hey, can I pay that off with you? I like your armor. It's very cool when it finally popped in.
Back again? So tell me, you didn't do anything unlawful now, did you? That's odd. We haven't done a search of Firemoth Island since Governor Emelian declared that the House Guard was better used patrolling farther up the coast. And these parchment sheets definitely match. This is very disturbing.
Oh.
What I think doesn't matter. We need evidence. But we also need to launch a rescue. Slavery attack before the soldiers have been assembled? That's not a prudent course of action. We need to muster our forces, make plans and contingencies. That's a distress signal, and it came from Firemoth Island. No time to prepare. We have to rescue the slavers' prisoners. Soldiers, to the ships! We sail for Firemoth Island!
Alright. I'm taking this boat, apparently.
What do you want?
Since I have the authority to do that. So this is where the tutorial took place. Like I said, if you had started in Morrowind when it was fresh, it would have spawned you here. Now we have to rescue the slavers. So they left a quest in so that you could basically come back and do this. So again, this is something that's new to this version of Vvardenfell. So we interrupted her attack. We used our little bash ability there. So there's some depth to the combat in this. Not a ton.
My eternal thanks.
Even with that, it's very floaty and kind of weird, which is a lot of other people's complaint about the game, is that the combat wants to have depth, but it kind of doesn't in the end. If that makes sense. Find more people to rescue. Okay, you guys are slavers, not slaves. They show up on our little mini-map. Somewhere around here. You can swim. That is not a skill, though. Don't have to put points in that. You just do it naturally, thank God. Will your armor pop in before I rescue you? Just barely.
I thought I was done for.
I need one more. Over there. So obviously we're the best necromancer ever. Dual wielding. Got a plate helmet on. Alright. We did it.
I owe you one.
A Nern root. Just like Skyrim. You can collect all sorts of various things. Again, there's the full crafting and all that. And there is lots of goofy little things to find in the world, so you can collect stuff like that. There's treasure chests around you can lockpick and get cool things out of. You guys good? Alright. I guess we're done here. So once we finish this quest to get, you know, the background and some basic stuff, then we'll just explore and see how this compares to ye old Morrowind. What happened here? Oh yeah, since it's an MMO, there's pets and mounts and all sorts of stuff. I think I have some. There's a store, because of course it's an MMO. So, God, look at us. Just perfection. Apparently have crowns. I don't know why. Where do I... Oh. There's hotkeys for all this stuff. I just don't know what they are. It's all the things I have unlocked. I want mounts. So whenever you set an active mount, that's the one that you'll, actually ride. Anytime you do stuff. There's different types. Get your horses, get your cats. I apparently have a ton of these. Other things. Camels. Dogs. Giant rats. I don't have any of those. And bears. Gee, I wonder. Do we have any pets? Yeah, we have pets too. Domestic pets. A pony. When I think domestic pets, boy, do I think... I apparently have a ton of things. Okay. Wow. Pets just kind of follow you around and don't really do anything as far as I know. So we won't worry about this. Right, what happened here?
Someone attacked the governor. This guard will live. Did you find anything important on Firemoth Island? The governor called upon the Morag Tong to hide his involvement, but it appears they simply brought it to light. As this note and the other evidence you uncovered clearly states, he was working with the slavers. On behalf of Sedanine, thank you.
Yeah, anytime. So we got our first magic item. So you can see it adds a bunch to our magicka recovery. That's why the numbers are so big, because you're going to get even more bigger ones. It's also part of a set. So if we collect more items, we get more bonuses.
Deputy Governor.
Sergeant, where's Governor Emelian? What happened here?
Sergeant Delms. He's dead. When I came to inform the governor, he ambushed me.
The governor seeks to escape justice. After him!
Okay. That sergeant guy is dead because I killed him. That was me. Oops. Oh well. So there's different types of armor. You have light, medium, and heavy. So again, closer to an older Elder Scrolls game. It's not just light and heavy. Light is for spellcasters. We're necromancer, although it doesn't actually matter. So we'll go medium. You can see what you get every time you level up. A whole bunch of stuff. Skill points. Can I summon things yet? Summons a flaming skeleton. I buff. I want permanent pets. How do I get those? No? That's no fun. I wanted pets. We'll continue being a dual-wielding necromancer because we can. Alright. Should be fine. None of this other stuff matters. Why are you glowing? What's going on there? Also, I like that she ran and was like, we need to catch the governor, and then... I don't know if I was supposed to get another quest there or not. Nope. Still just that other one. Okay.
I think you've seen all that Sedanine has to offer, Outlander.
I need to pay my bounty. Hey.
Well...
Nope, never mind, I guess he doesn't care. Alright, sorry about murdering your friend, I guess, or whatever. So yeah, Morrowind. Oh, there's a quest up here, that's right. I think this one triggers automatically when we get close, so we have to just gotta do it.
Forgive me, Outlander, but I have enough to deal with. I'm just a simple tribunal priest, and the trouble at the ancestral tomb was too much for...
What happened
Lord
at the tomb?
Vivek sent the three of us to seek guidance at the Undren. Canon Levoul. He remained...
I'll go to the tomb and help that guy.
Kaiser, what's wrong?
Oh my god.
Someone help!
Why, the three! First a wounded armager, now this!
By dawn and dusk, evil creeps through the shadows of my beloved Vvardenfell. But an outlander arrives to aid my people, just as I have foreseen.
Those words, what do they mean?
What happened?
Merciful Azura, the Mother Soul spoke through you. It's a miracle.
Lord Vivek,
Crazy.
protect me. That was Azura, the queen of the night sky. And you, she spoke directly to you, Outlander. I'm surprised the Daedric Prince would risk Lord Vivek's wrath to proclaim a prophecy. But she did say you were here to aid us.
Yeah, I'm the best.
The Daedric Prince Azura possessed
So again,
that
we have dialogue
usurped
options.
vile- Where are you, Azura?
Who
What
are the
do they-
Daedra?
You don't know.
Who's
Yes.
Vivek? Oh my god. Azura in this game is voiced by, oh god. I'm drawing a blank. The original Wonder Woman. And she also voices Azura in the newer Elder Scrolls games. I think a lot of people are always shocked by that. Why am I just can't think of the name right now. I'm drawing a total blank. People know who I'm talking about, though. Wonder Woman, the original. So, let's just explore around now that we've got that out of the way. Again, story beats, things are happening. It's fish. You can fish, that's a skill. Because of course it is. Other people have quests for us.
Dull-clawed pieces of... How could this happen, Falura?
I can hear cliff racers, I don't see them though. Oh my god. Got him. Alright, here we have some niches. Creatures in Morrowind. Makes sense. Skills level up as long as they're just on the skill bar. You don't have to be using them. Which is good. But then, of course, that means ones not on the skill bar don't level up. Obviously, we're getting our tutorial tips there. Little things scattered around the world. Here's a gravesite we can rob. And that quest earlier was talking about the fact that somebody turned off the lighthouse, which made this boat crash. It's a living world, so we can go check out the boat. There's Red Mountain. Again, you can see it from here because the view distance is a lot higher. For some reason, this game seems to cap at 100 FPS. It's a kind of arbitrary number. I looked and I couldn't figure out how to change that. I'm sure there's a way. But... I will say it runs pretty well. I mean, it better after 8 years. Anything cool in here? Can we even get in here? No. We'll go over to this island. We can. So again, you get the wacky Vvardenfell trees, lots of rocks, mushrooms, giant mushrooms, of course. Dead bodies. This was somebody who's on that boat. And what else? Ooh. A tomb. The Dunmer love their tombs. And I love plundering them. So for example, we found a new axe and a necklace. This is inspiration gained from the deconstruction of items. That's crafting stuff. Boring. Selling me stuff will be bound to my account. I don't actually care, Because I'm just going to delete this character when this is over, probably, because there's a limited number of character slots. And I will need this for in a couple months when the expansion comes out. I'm like, hey, remember that game? Right. There we go. Drink. There is player housing in this game. You can buy property and then decorate it. And there's a whole bunch of stuff to go with that. And of course, lots of stuff in the cash shop to go with that. As you might expect. Really? That's not something to loot? This tomb is boring. Descendants let you down. Saris. Saris. There was another one over here that I saw it right there. But yeah, I mentioned graphically. Like I'm kind of in on it. It's one of those things where if you play it as an MMO where you're zoomed out and you're just kind of going through things quickly because you want to get to endgame and you don't actually care, it looks fine other than the texture pop-in. But if you actually are like taking your time looking around playing it as an Elder Scrolls game is when things start to fall apart a little bit. And this doesn't have the... No, we can't go in this one. This doesn't have like the normal Elder Scrolls advantage of the modding community. So there's UI mods, and that's pretty much it. There is no, texture fixes or anything like that. This is just what it looks like. So we'll explore around. That's the same guy again. Nope. You're gonna tell me to go in here, but I'm just gonna go in here anyway. Delve. It's this little mini dungeon. So there's actual dungeons that are group content. That you can go in either with preset people or randoms or by yourself. And they have bosses and you get special loot out of them. And you have these things that are called delves. And these are basically public dungeons just out in the world, and they can support as many people as go into them. And they have quests, and this one has Sky Shard in it because I have a mod that tells me where they are. But yeah, there's things to find in here, quests, loot, all that stuff. But again, we could see who knows however many people might be in here. Probably not too many. I don't think too many people are doing Morrowind stuff anymore. Fun dogs. Swing at the king, you best not miss. There's a lot of them. I might have talked trash too early. Bees. This cave's got, well, there's dogs in everyone. Nyx hounds. A guy. Has a whole bunch of other stuff too. Like cliff racers, and bandits, and lava, and I think slaves or something? I can't remember what this quest was. That guy, he's going for it. You can help out and, fight stuff together. Share loot and quests, or like kill tags and everything. Uh-oh. Where'd it go? Put a little DPS meter down there in the bottom middle. Boy, they dropped a lot of stuff. How do I get out of here now? I just wanted to show this place off real quick. I actually want to do this. So a little bit more in-depth than caves were in 2002. Bandits. Nope. It's telling me what attacks they're doing. Again, because it's an MMO, so it wants you to be able to react to things so that when you're doing, group content and bosses, it can be like, all right, JD, you need to interrupt that attack, and, Huey, you need to put shields on JD so that when the boss does X attack, it's gonna, blah, 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 blah. Which is cool, because you can play it as an MMO. But it does kind of take out some of the immersion of it being an Elder Scrolls game. Not doing your quest, get out of here. Who are you? I'll do your quest.
What can this poor and benighted farmhand do for you, friend?
I like that she has almost the exact same face as the assistant governor did. See, there's a chat notification. Who knows what that could be? Notifications. Daily reward. Okay. There's login bonuses and stuff. Again, because it's an MMO. It wants you to keep playing and keep getting things. Those little things are runes. Those are one of the other crafting skills, trade skills. You can see you have kind of the Skyrim style map where some stuff is going to show up there of like, hey, there's a camp there. And whatever this is. This is apparently nothing. See what the camp is instead. Yeah, I guess that's Lol Ode is right there. There's Balmora. A little closer than I remember it being. What's that? Whatever. Let's just see what Daedra. Just hanging out? Eating soup with your fingers? Okay. There's worse ways to live, I guess.
What do you want?
You've got that same face, too. Man, everybody gets cut above their left eye. It's the style. Let's get a Balmora. Can mount up on our bear. Okay, so there's a path to Balmora up here. Right? Is it this? People. One of the things I hate most about this game is the mount system, and that even it has skills, and it has, what is it, 60 levels of speed, storage, and something else. I can't remember. You can only level up one of them once every 19 hours. So basically once a day you can level up one of your mount skills. And thankfully it's shared across all of your mounts. So like if I use a horse, it's still gonna go fast. But it's unique to your characters. So if you make a Breton thief, and then later on down the road you're like, I want to be an orc warrior. Your orc warrior needs to get 180 mount skills, which takes 180 days. Or of course you can buy it in the shop. So that is like the crappiest feature of this game. I don't know. I don't know why it's not account wide. I mean, I know why, but it is just exceedingly crappy.
You probably don't even have the
Oh
goods,
my god.
but I have to give you a chance to pay your bounty.
I won't pay the bounty.
You're hardly worth the effort.
I'm a fugitive. I'll be killed on sight by the law. Oh my god. Come at me. I'm not even doing damage to him. He's gonna kill me. You've died. You're now an upstanding citizen. Death recap. Yeah, okay. So we're low enough level that we can just do that anytime we want. Cool. Alright. Sorry for breaking the law back in Saint Anine. Thanks for magically knowing and caring. Anyway, here's Balmora. Now we got that out of the way. Here's the mount thing. Let's look at it. So you can see what I'm outraged about. Is it you? Is it you?
The Sylph Strider suffers from Morse Blight.
So yeah, okay. It's your skill, or your speed, which is speed, your stamina, which is your mount stamina, and then your carrying capacity, which is your inventory capacity. So for 250 gold, you can do one of these per day, and it takes 180 days. I can forgive it though, because they have the classic music.
I can't believe they want us to go outside the house to find Vaya.
Who's that guy? It's like following me around. What's happening? But yeah, we're here in Balmora. It looks a little different, just like Saint Anine did. Obviously, a lot more people here. Real people, not NPCs. There's probably more NPCs as well. But,
Hail.
Why do you... What? Why do you have a big sword, but... Just watching...
Hail.
This person juggle? Nothing? Okay. I don't know if something just didn't pop in, or what's going on there. The red light district. We have to go. The Randy Netch. Yes. Debauchery, here I come.
The fire's warm and the roof doesn't leak, so come on in and make yourself comfortable.
I was expecting, at the very least, skooma.
You look thirsty. Find a seat and I'll be around shortly.
I don't want beer, I want...
Your custom is welcome here.
Quality and variety. Come see for yourself.
Come, have a drink with me.
No, you look like you're drunk already. Nerd. You're in a bar and you're reading. Slap that book out of your hand. This guy's got a dog. But yeah, because of how freeform the class system is with all the skills, basically what you're picking is just your base class, and then you can mold that to however you want with the weapon and armor and world skills and everything. So if you want to be a Nightblade that uses sword and board and heavy armor and tanks, that's a thing you can do in this game, which is cool. And some of, like, from what I know, again, I haven't reached endgame, but I've done some reading. That is such cool looking armor. It looks cooler on her, actually, because they tried to sex it up a little bit, but in doing so, it has more of the details. Like, you see them on his, I guess, like, loincloth piece or whatever. But then, yeah, I like the details on the chest. And shoulders, yeah, she got the way better deal here. Like, yours isn't bad. It's almost too bulky, though. Anyway, but yeah, from what I know of, like, builds and stuff in this game, like, some of the, preferred endgame builds from people that are tryhards, well, not tryhards, like, I guess people who are serious about the MMO aspects of this.
If you just listen.
Some of the best builds are ones that you wouldn't expect. Like, Nightblade tanks are pretty good, or, like, caster paladins and things. Which I think is cool. Or if you just don't care about any of that, you can do whatever the hell you want. Because this game also functions perfectly fine, well, not perfectly fine, for the most part, functions pretty fine as a single-player experience. Where you can go through, just explore the world, do the quests, check out dungeons and stuff as you want, and just ignore min-maxing for endgame. Pretty much anything will work, at least good enough to get you through things. Oh, it's bandits. I want to go to... Oh, there's no ghost gate. Well, I made that joke. Jeez. Oh my god, she killed my horse. Bear. She killed my bear. Malignant bear can never die. But my bear in this game absolutely can. After like 2 arrows. What's this? Is this Aldrun? These guys are enemies too. Come back. They nailed the look of it, though. I mean, this looks just alien and inhospitable, like Vvardenfell does and should, up until it gets destroyed by the volcano exploding. Spoilers for Skyrim 4? I think that's when that came out. Yeah, that's the whole point of why the Dark Elves are in such terrible shape in Skyrim. It's because the volcano exploded. Because Vivek pieced out. It's flame atronachs. Very attractive as they're supposed to be. Cool. It's canon. Flame atronachs are literally hot. Yuck, 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 yuck. Well, you got cool armor too. Hold up. How do I get off? Ow! It's like the bone armor.
Greetings.
So these are the Ashlanders, the Vvardenfell natives. You're also eating soup with your hands. It is Aldrun, okay. Cool. And still is this giant, shell. I could not into words tonight. The texture popping is so bad, though. And if I go more than like a few feet away, like it'll just forget what her armor looked like, and then it'll do it again next time I see her. And even for things that we've seen like multiple times before, it'll keep doing it. Like I can see one Ordinator with that really cool looking armor, and then like 20 feet away there'll be another one, and it won't have popped in. It's just something with the game engine. This engine was used for another game too, I can't remember what, and it had that same exact problem. So we started there and explored all the way up here already. Scale is a little off again. It's Vvardenfell, like it's everything that's in Vvardenfell. But pared down, which is weird. You would expect it to be bigger for an MMO, but it's pared down to make it more manageable for the MMO. So, but you can still use Silt Striders, you can still fast travel like that. Go up there, look at this. I realize I've been talking for like an hour and a half and not had anything to drink. Oh, we can't jump in that.
I'll tell you what, don't trust them Ashlanders. They all worship some dead crab. Swear to Vivek, it's true.
We were just
Heard
there,
it
we
from a
saw that
very
dead crab.
reliable We travel to Nisus and Suron, and we know the paths that avoid the worst of the lava flows. Would you care for a ride?
I can't remember where those cities are. This one is Vulathi. Spell more. We were just there. Let's go to Vivek. See what that looks like. Obviously, we can't toggle God mode and just jump around the map in this one. To actually explore around like plebs. Disgraceful. Oh my god. Ugh. These guys are fighting a troll. Look at that. Organic group content. So you can see Vivek is under construction. They're still building some of those cool pyramids that it has. I like your helmet. See if I like it more when it pops in. Yeah. Who are you?
Hail.
Who are you?
Hail!
Look at that. Moving boxes. What the? That was weird. That player was like mostly naked and just... You're wearing a pot on your head. Guys are all looking at... You're reading the newspaper. What's... Oh, jeez. It's a map of Cyrodiil. Oh. I like your hat. And people are just tearing around. One of the expansions added companions. I think there's only 2 of them. It's this girl and some guy. Various guilds in the games. You can join player guilds again because it's an MMO, and they can set up little shops in towns. And this is how the auction system works in this game. Is it's all run by players and it's all their guilds. Which is interesting, but it means it's an absolute pain if you actually want to buy something, because then you have to go to each individual town and check all the guilds and see who has what and compare prices and... Yeah. You're made of ice. There's a lot of people here for some reason. Made of lightning. Big 2-handed sword. You're glowing. I don't know what's going on here. Oh my god. Call the guards. I don't know what we just witnessed. A banker. Seen very few Khajiit. disappointed. Where is... Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say, where's the giant rock that's, like, about to crash into the city? Let's see if Vivek's actually home. We can go bother him. In all his glory. But yeah, it's the weird little pyramid things. They're just being built. Of course, his are already done. Show off. Again, the armature armor, or ordinator. Popped in finally. It takes a while too, it's weird. And again, I have this on my NVMe drive. Somebody's compensating.
Praise Vivek!
Wait a minute. Oh, okay. That's just what their helmets look like. I was gonna say, Vivek would not have Argonian guards. Or even if he would, other people wouldn't allow it. These dark elves are pretty racist. Guess he's not home? That's kind of a letdown. And again, look, the texture pop in. At least our own armor doesn't do it. Ah. We took fall damage from that. You look like a robot. It's cool. If you don't have any of the mount speed upgrades, it's honestly not much faster than running, which makes that system even more frustrating. Alright, let's see if there's anybody like really cool over here. Once the textures pop in, then we'll see. Just got some glowing tattoos, that's neat. You've got weapons made of air, that's pretty cool. Got an eye patch, you're in the Borg. There's a skeleton again. Skrellington. Argonian. Has a thick tail. Khajiit. A thief, no less. A Khajiit. Or Argonian, oh my god. Where else can we go here? It's one of the last things we showed. Sadrith Mora. Let's go over there. There's the tower. Let's see if we can fast travel there. If we have enough money to. I don't know if we do. We barely had enough to pay our fine, and that was why I ran away from that guard.
Get on or get moving. I don't have farther away. That's probably a good idea. I can take you looking to get out of Vivek City. Smart decision. Farther away.
Let's go to Telmora. Oh, I guess it's free. Okay. That's generous. Now we're way up here. So one of the things that we showed off in the Morrowind stream was the Televani architecture, the mushroom cities. And there's one here. That's why I wanted to go over here.
By the three, no more.
So you can be a fugitive. In addition to, you know, stealing stuff and breaking the law that way, you can just straight up attack NPCs. Kill me. Do it. Oh, the power attack for the finale. Amazing. He got over it, though. That's good. Shouldn't hold a grudge. So, here's one of the Televani Wizard Towers. Let's check it out. This time you can tell that it's actually a mushroom and it doesn't look like a colonoscopy. There's no other way to say that. Obviously, because levitate isn't quite a thing in this game like it is in Morrowind, they just have little teleporters for you to be able to do this. So there is some cool looking armor in this game for sure. And each like region and race and everything has visually distinct styles. Man, what an awkward bedroom. Your heating bills must suck. No privacy at all. You just have 4 guards in here, unless they're in on the fun too. I like this single screen blocking a tiny bit of your bathtub. The rest of your bathroom is way over here and covered by plants. Be dry by the time you walk over there. Be a pain to do your hair. Looks cool though. Again, not nearly as inside your lower digestive tract as it looked in 2002. But you still know what it is, like immediately. They did a good job converting Bethesda's original vision to this. Bethesda did not make ESO. I guess that's worth pointing out. A lot of people think that. They're like, oh, this is a Bethesda game, and this is Bethesda's worst one.
What is it?
No. ZeniMax Online made this game. ZeniMax was the parent company that used to own Bethesda. Obviously now Microsoft does. Microsoft also purchased ZeniMax, so they own this too. And they're still committed to content for it, which is good. That water looks good. It did in Morrowind too, though, but looks even better here. Boy, I put a lot of whiskey in that. That's good though. Oof. Tonight's drink of choice was liquor. Daedric Ruins. Is that? Let's go up here. This is Sheogorath. His region of Vvardenfell. Because it's supposed to be super wacky and weird. Like he is. He's so quirky, LOLXD. Explore up there. Oh my god, is that slaughterfish? Crap. I forgot that was a thing. Achievement unlocked, slaughtered. Hints, stay out of deep water. Where did we... Oh, we were over there and we died trying to get over to there. Okay. A cat. I heard it, but I don't see it. Oh, that's the other companion guy. Yo, what? Also, different races have different passives and abilities and stuff. So again, if you care about min-maxing, you'll pay attention to that. Or if you don't, you'll just do whatever the hell you want and just have fun with it. Which is what you should do anyways. Because I think even for, like, what's that? Even for, like, serious, that's the guild tab or something, I don't know. Even for serious, like, players and raiders and stuff, like, min-maxing, you know, your specific race and all that, probably isn't that big of an increase, like, you know, 1 or 2%. Whatever, like extra DPS. So just, you know, don't worry about things, just have fun. Nope. What's that? Let's go fight that. Fetcher fly Hive Golem. Oh no, that means it's a golem made out of bees. Yeah, we're not fighting that, never mind. I changed my mind. Yeah. There's more of the delves, you know, little dungeons and stuff. Are those golems? Absolutely not. Or cliff striders, they're not flying yet. They evolved very quickly. 600 years is nothing in the evolutionary scale, but it was apparently enough to get them the ability to actually use those wings. But yeah, looks like Morrowind. They did a good job with it. Which is what makes me even more disappointed at the fact that Bethesda won't remake or remaster their games. And yes, I know, oh, there's mods, JD, you can just install, what is it, More Oblivion, or Skywind, or whatever, or Open Morrowind, and spend 12 hours troubleshooting to get the texture packs to make it look a little bit better, and... Yeah, but... Considering they like re-releasing Skyrim so many times, I guess no, because they're literally just re-releasing it. They're not actually changing much of anything. Whereas actually remaking or remastering Morrowind would require some effort on their part. They would need to do things with that. Because I was gonna say they must hate money, but. No. They're just so good at getting profit that they know that they don't have to do work to get it.
Greetings.
That's so cool looking. Let's go all the way over to whatever that town is, if we can. And then we'll end it over there. Emphasis on if we can. But yeah, like I said, I like this game. It's not bad, it's weird. It's weird seeing random people with like wacky names and strange transmogs and stuff. If you're trying to be immersed in it as an Elder Scrolls game, But then if you're trying to play this as an MMO, I don't think it has quite good enough MMO mechanics to like make it your main one, because it's also trying to appeal to the people who want to be immersed in an Elder Scrolls game. So there's some things about it that are just kind of wacky, and just aren't really suited to someone who's trying to min-max and make this an MMO. It also has some awkwardness in terms of like how group content works. So like I said, you can share, you know, kills, bleh, and stuff with like random people and all that. But because it's so potentially story driven, like you can end up, you know, picking different things than your friends, even if you're grouped with them. And that can make that experience just kind of awkward. So this would be a fun game with friends if you're both on the same page. Or not both, if whoever in your group is like on the same page in terms of what you want out of it. Like if you just want to rush through stuff, you just don't care, and you're just like, alright, let's just see everything we can. You know, pick the easiest dialogue options, blah blah blah. Like you'll get enjoyment out of it, but if one person is like, I want to read through everything, and if you don't, or vice versa, it just ends up being a little odd. Me and some other members of the band have bounced off of this game several times for that purpose of like, you know, someone wants, it's different people every time, and sometimes it's like, sometimes even me of like, oh yeah, I want to read these quests, I've never done these ones before. And there's other times where it's like, oh, this zone again, like skip it. So again, not bad, it's just you have to kind of know what you're getting into with it. I thought this was a town. It is, yeah. Just not quite there yet. Disappointed there's no ghost gate. Because I guess this was before Daggerth was like, I'm gonna make the plague. Spoilers for Morrowind.
For the 80th time, help is on the way. I've received assurances from House Redoran. They will handle this trouble in the mine. You need only be patient.
Random quests.
Patient? The foreman just
Khajiit.
dragged another egg hand out of the mine, and he's worse than the rest. This
You have
is
cool
on
armor
your
too.
head, Mobana.
Khajiit have a lot of customization options in this game. That's why I keep looking for them and at them, because they have probably the most. There's just a lot of options with them because of all the different like fur patterns and stuff, which is
For
cool.
the 80th time, help is on the
Hey,
way.
it's the same quest. It's
I've
just
received
in a
assurances
slightly
from
different
House
location.
Redoran. They will handle this trouble in the mine.
And again, stuff
You
like that
need
is immersion
only be
breaking of like,
patient.
hey, I came into town this
Patient?
way,
The foreman just
and this
dragged
quest
another
pops up,
egg
and I
hand
decided
out
not
of
to
the
take
mine,
it,
and
and
he's
then I
worse
walked
than
over
the
there, and
rest.
then it popped up
This
again.
is on your head, Mobana.
You have a puppy. You have texture popping. These apples are looking a little rigid. Don't you say it again? Okay, good. Can we go? No, here, perfect. Let's see. Oh no, we can't go there. Okay, I was gonna say. I was hoping we could maybe get all the way to somewhere else to see something else. But never mind, we don't have anything unlocked for that. So, yeah, Vvardenfell. As it looks in a more modern game. Pretty cool. Let's go back to where we started. Well, where it took us 20 minutes to get to. Zetanin. For that one last little drive-by comparison here. There's the rock that's going to destroy Vivek in like 1,200 years or whatever. Good old silt striders.
Do mind the guar. Isn't country life grand? It's like I'm right back at home in Cyrodiil. Aside from the giant fungi and adorable lizard chickens, of course.
Adorable lizard chickens. Like that.
Fetcher.
Oh my god.
Another fetcher? How
You're now
many of you are there?
disreputable.
Let's get it over with. Hand over your bounty.
Just fine, I'll give you gold.
Go on. No need to stand there gawking.
I'm now upstanding. Because I killed her lizard chicken.
What?
That guy's drunk. Can I pick his pocket? No, there's too many witnesses. You, though.
I think you've seen all that
No.
Sada needs.
Never mind. You don't have pockets to pick, apparently. Disappointing. That is something you can do in this game, though. You can pick pockets. Again, you can be a full thief. But yeah, Morrowind. A more modern Morrowind. It's the title of the stream. He said the title of the stream. Oh my god. It's cool. But yeah, I wish that they would do an actual proper Morrowind remake. I would prefer Daggerfall even more, if I'm completely honest, but the scale of that game just makes it completely impossible. There's no way. Whereas this, I think you could remake Morrowind. Maybe Microsoft will force them to do it. God, I hope so. By Vivek, I hope so. It's always fun to come home to Vvardenfell, though. I certainly enjoy coming home to Vvardenfell. And whether you were here live or you watched this VOD later on down the road, hope you did too. Schedule might be a little weird next week, because it's playoffs in hockey, and I like watching hockey games. Especially playoff hockey. So depending on what games I want to watch, things might shift around a little bit. So we will see. But anyway, yeah. Elder Scrolls Online. Always neat. Provided you know what you're getting into with it. Again, it has some oddities for sure. I still like it though. Anyway, yeah. I already said the traditional ending and then I kept talking afterwards. Screwed it up. Oh well. Until next time, have a good one.